Welcome to Bedtime Story. I hope you are sitting comfortably. I hope you have your pajamas and I hope you have a nice hot drink. So we can begin chapter 6 of our book 1984 by George Orwell. So chapter 6 is titled They Can't Get Inside You. Our book is about our hero Winston. It's a futuristic world. On my YouTube channel, you have all the chapters of the book. So now let's begin chapter 6. Winston looked around the little room above Mr. Charrington's shop. As he had thought, Mr. Charrington had been happy to rent it to him. He didn't even mind that Winston wanted the room to meet his lover. Everyone, he had said, wanted a place where they could be alone occasionally. They had taken the room because during the month of May, they had been together only once. "It's not safe to meet twice," Julia had said. Then they had to see each other in the street, in different places, at different times, and never for more than half an hour at a time. The idea of having their own hiding place indoors near home had been exciting for both of them. They were fools, Winston thought again. It was impossible to come here for more than a few weeks without being caught, but he needed to see her, and he felt that he deserved to see her as well. Julia was 26 years old. She lived in a party building with 30 other girls. "Always smell of women. I hate women," she said. And she worked, as he had guessed, on the story writing machines. She enjoyed her job looking after a powerful electric motor. She was not clever, and she didn't much enjoy reading, but she liked machinery. Life, as she saw it, was quite simple. You wanted a good time. They, meaning the party, wanted to stop you from having a good time, so you broke the rules as much as you could. Very simple. At that moment, he heard her on the stairs outside, and then she ran into the room. She was carrying a bag. She went down on her knees and took out packets of food from the bag and put them on the floor. She had real sugar, real bread, and real jam. All of the good food that nobody had seen for years and years. And then, "This is the one I'm most proud of. I had to put paper around it because..." But she didn't have to tell him why it had paper around it. The smell was filling the room. "It's coffee. Real coffee." Yes, it's inner party coffee. There's a whole kilo of coffee for the party, for the government. It's there, a whole kilo. I saw it. They have a whole kilo of coffee for the government officials. "How did you get it?" There's nothing those inner party pigs don't have. But of course, waiters and servants steal things. And look, I just got a little packet for myself as well. A little packet of tea. Winston opened the packet. "Oh, it's real tea, not just leaves from a plant. Real tea." "Yes," she said. "But listen, dear, I want you to turn your back on me for 3 minutes. Go and sit down on the other side of the bed and don't turn around until I tell you." So Winston looked out the window. He listened to a woman singing outside with deep feeling, and he thought she would be quite happy if that June evening never ended. He had never heard a member of the party sing like that. "You can turn around now," said Julia. He turned around, and for a second he almost didn't recognize her. He thought she had taken her clothes off, but the change in her was more surprising than that. No, she hadn't taken her clothes off. She had painted her face. She had put on makeup. He thought the makeup must be from a shop in the Prole area. Her lips were red. Her face was smooth. There was even something under her eyes to make them brighter. It was not well done. But Winston didn't know that at all. He had never seen a woman in the party with makeup. Julia looked prettier, much prettier than a woman. He took her in his arms. "Do you know what I'm going to do next?" she said. "I'm going to get a real woman's dress from somewhere and I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear a dress instead of my overalls." After they had been together, they fell asleep, and when Winston woke up, the hands on the clock showed nearly 9, 2100 hours. He didn't move because Julia was sleeping with her head on his arms. Most of her makeup was on the pillow or on him. They had never talked about marriage. It was impossible. Even if Catherine, his wife, died, Winston had told Julia about Catherine. She was good thinkful in newspeak, unable to think a bad thought. She didn't just want to do anything. It was just our duty to the party. Julia had said it for him. Just to have children. Children who would one day spy on their parents and tell the party if their parents had done anything wrong. In this way, the family had become part of the thought police. Catherine had not told the thought police about Winston only because she was too stupid to understand his opinions. Winston had thought about killing Catherine and once nearly did, but now he and Julia were together, and when you disobeyed the party, you were dead. Julia woke up and put her hands over her eyes. "We are dead, we are dead, we are dead," said Winston. "We're not dead yet," said Julia, pressing her body against his. "We may be together for another 6 months, even a year. When they find us, there will be nothing either of us can do. We will tell them everything. Everybody always does. They make you feel so much pain that you confess to everything. Even if we tell them everything, that's not a betrayal. The betrayal would only be if they made me stop loving you." She thought about that. They can't do that. They can't make me stop loving you. They can make you say anything, but they can't make you believe it. They can't get inside your head. No, he said a little more hopefully. "No, that's quite true. They can't get inside you." "I'll get up and make some coffee," she said. "We've got an hour. What time do they turn the lights off at your flat?" 23:30. Oh, it's 2300 hours now, and it's 2300 hours at the party building, but you have to get in earlier than that. She suddenly reached down from the bed to the floor, picked up a shoe and threw it hard into the corner of the room. "What was that?" he said in surprise. "A rat. I saw this horrible little nose poke out. Oh, it was a rat. There's a hole down there, I think. I frightened him." "Rats?" said Winston. "In this room?" "They're everywhere," said Julia, without much interest as she lay down again. "We've even got them in the kitchen at the party building. Did you know they attack children?" In some parts of London, a woman daren't leave her baby alone for 2 minutes. The big brown ones are the worst. They come and they gobble up the baby. Oh, stop, 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 said Winston, his eyes tightly closed. Dearest, you've gone quite pale. What's the matter? Oh, they are the most horrible things in the world, rats. Ooh, ooh. She put her arms around him, but he didn't reopen his eyes immediately. I'm sorry, he said. It's nothing. I just don't like rats, that's all. I just don't like rats. Don't worry, dear. We won't have the dirty animals in here. I'll put something over the hole before we go. Julia got out of bed, put on her overalls, made the coffee. The smell was so powerful and exciting that they shut the window, worried that somebody outside would notice it and ask questions. And they could taste real sugar in the real coffee. It was even better than the taste of the coffee itself. Julia walked around the room with one hand in her pocket and a piece of bread and jam in the other. She looked at the books without much interest. She told Winston the best way to repair the table. She sat down in an old armchair to see if it was comfortable. She smiled at the old 12-hour clock. How old is that picture over there, do you think? She asked. 100 years old? More. 200. But it's possible to discover the age of anything these days. She looked at it. What is this place? It's a church. Well, that's what it used to be. When Winston got out of bed, it was dark. The room was a world, a past world, and they were the last two people from it who were still living. End of chapter 6. So next we have chapter 7, which will be for another bedtime story. Good night, sweet dreams. See you for chapter 7. Bye.